Unfortunately, life can sometimes fill our days with things that we think are important. These things that we feel are important distract our minds and crowd out what is truly important. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy this story about rail fanning with my dad and I today at the new spot. It had been way too long since I had a chance to visit with my dad. So when the time came up for us to spend a bit of time together, we jumped aboard the opportunity. I had been wanting to check this spot out for so long. So I mentioned it to my dad and he said that it sounded like fun. So we set up our plans the night before on the phone. After hanging up, I charged the batteries for the cameras, the drone, and a small RC truck. I had a plan with the RC truck, more on that later. Anyway, with everything packed up and ready, the next morning I left early to pick up Pop in the old fake Jeep, and we set out to find what I now call the new spot. I might end up naming it something different later, but for now, I call it the new spot. We were not out there long when the first horn and the rumble of electromotive power could be heard off in the distance. I could already tell this was going to be a great day as I climbed out of the FJ and hopped along the large gray rocks to find the perfect spot to film and fan the first train of the day. Was it stacks? Was it racks? I couldn't wait for it to get around the bend so that I could see what it was.
We caught the Amtrak.
It was an Amtrak. It happened to be the very first Amtrak that I've ever caught on film for the channel too. Yup, this was definitely going to be a great day.
Yeah. They might. Dude, Dad, that was a sweet catch for me. That was one of my first I think that's my first Amtrak that I got on film.
After that first train passed, I pulled the little RC truck out and began to play with it drive it on the rocks that were nearby. It had caught Dad's eye, and he began to watch the little truck scale the rocks and climb over the terrain just like our real trucks do. The plan was working. Hey Dad, hold the remote control for me so I can film the little truck while you drive it. That did it.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. Cool little rig. Yeah? Yeah. I like these little ones, you know why?
We played with the toy truck for a few more minutes while I chatted Dad up, trying to talk him into buying one for himself so that we can go out and play with toy trucks together.
So what is that, a Jeep? Bronco? FJ?
Landroverdefender. I have an FJ that's this size that I'm working on painting and everything. I'm doing a scale version of my FJ.
I could hear another train coming, so we paused our play with the toy truck and turned our attention to the rails as they began to chatter with the telltale sound that these metal wheels were coming fast. And sure enough, this big and brawny 5 loco beast was headed west without any time to waste.
They're tuned in. Here, there's a spot right here. Hear the rails? See if we can get a toot salute. There we go.
This was the first time that my dad and I had ever gone out to watch trains together specifically. It was a pleasure to see him enjoy the trains like I do as they pass by. I don't know why, but every time one of these giants power by, it makes me feel like a kid again. Like when I used to watch them rumble by from the other side of the fence during recess, and when I would visit Dad at work. That was a long time ago, but if you've never stopped to appreciate these massive metal marvels up close, I highly recommend doing so. You will not be disappointed by their magnificent power. The experience will surely captivate you too, I promise.
Huh? Yeah. Very cool, huh? Cool vantage point from here. So see, we got these refrigerators on here. This is probably a Z train. A Z train takes highest priority, or one of the highest priorities. It's got like refrigerated goods on it, perishables, things that need to get across country fast. Not too big of a train. Yeah. Great spot. Fantastic spot.
Yeah, and if you hopped on that train down there by the cajonpass where it slows down climbing that little hill there, you could ride it all the way out here and catch one going back.
You ever watch Yardbuzzards?
So for the next few minutes, I proceeded to chat with Dad about the Yardbuzzards channel. A cool trio, man, woman, and dog, that live life free riding the rails, and sometimes they even pass through here on the trains they hop, which we both agreed was pretty cool. We decided to pull out my drone, aka the Killer Bee, to see if we could get a better view of the area. From the air you can see the BNSF tracks running along the jagged cliffs parallel to the Mojave River, which has carved its path through the rocky terrain. For the last 2 years, Southern California has received large amounts of rainfall. This year, the river has experienced some very high flows as evidenced by all of the reeds and underbrush that have been matted down by the fast currents and weight of the cold rushing water. This particular section of the river becomes quite fast and deep as the water narrows through the bedrock canyon, making it a dangerous place to be when the river floods and breaches its banks. For many years, the Mojave River has been mostly dry on the surface of its 100-mile course. Drought conditions and a sandy riverbed cause it to flow underground along most of its path. However, lately it has been flowing year-round thanks to record rainfall and snowpack in the local mountain ranges. The mighty Mojave, as my family called it growing up, flows from its headwaters in the San Bernardino Mountains north through the Mojave Desert to its mouth at the Soda Lake in the Mojave National Preserve. At times, it has even made its way all the way past Baker, California to Silver Lake, not to be confused with the Silver Lakes HOA, which you can see out in the distance here. I was now using the drone to scout out the area further west, according to the tracks. I could see train number 3's headlights as it approached us from way out by the old cement plant. And if you look to the left, you can see the ore hoppers that the plant uses on their private railroad. The trains pass through the desert from the quarry to deliver the raw material here at the plant to be processed into cement. Let's follow this fast-moving freight through the air with the Killa Bee as it meanders through the Narrows. Watch those power lines. Woo! Way too close for comfort on that one. Pure luck that the bee missed those high voltage lines. It was almost zapped into oblivion. I was trying to be mindful of them, but became lost in the shot and got lucky. I will post 3 frames at the end of the video that will show just how close that truly was. It looks like a couple of those pigs down there have refrigerators on them, So I'm guessing that train number 3 is another Z train, speeding east on the tracks towards Barstow and beyond, where it will really pick up speed as it traverses across the vast Mojave and Colorado deserts towards its next destination. With the last bit of battery that the drone had, I tried to document a bit of the art that was here this time. I wonder if it will be different the next time that I am out here, or if it will even be here at all next time. Some of you already know. This is a secret, dirty little hobby of mine. Not sure why. Maybe it was the 4 years of draw and paint classes I took in high school that gave me an appreciation for the process. Anyway, shout out to my fellow benchers and all the riders out there. It looks like Lust would like all moms to know that they are out of this world. I'm really digging this location because it is close to where I grew up exploring as a kid. And it is some pretty cool spots to off-road, play with toy trucks, and of course, stop to relax, clear the mind, and watch some trains. I can guarantee you we will be back to the new spot soon to enjoy more time together as we play with toy trucks in between spotting trains. But most importantly, catch up with one another on the things that truly matter, each other. And as I landed the drone, you could see Pop standing there with the remote control for the toy truck still in his hands. My plan had worked. Toy Trucks with Dad video coming soon. But before that, one last train to finish out the day. Yup, it was definitely a great day, and Dad only made it better. Okay, guys, check these out. These are the 3 frames of the high voltage power lines that the drone narrowly escaped sudden and certain electric death from. Pretty damn close. And these are the headwaters of the mighty Mojave River being released from Silverwood Lake up here in the San Bernardino Mountains.
There was like an ass load of traffic on the 138, and so I flipped a U-turn, and now I'm chasing the BNSF truck to follow where he goes to see how quick we can make it down the hill on these dirt roads.